Hi, Elon. Oh, hold on. I might have to clean this. It is January the 25th, 2025. I'm at Crosswinds and I am about to exercise. Today was a challenging day. Actually, it was a well day. I did my normal work, I guess you would say. I work at Burger King. So, and on Saturdays, usually when I work with Booker, he's a manager. He asked me, can I check the dining room and or see what I can do in the dining room? And he usually say yes, or you can check or do your thing or show the dining room some love. And so that's what I did. I'm trying to see why there's a glare there. So anyway, I'm getting ready to exercise. It is, and so today, what I did is I'm going to talk as I walk. I'm around at Arrington-Bey before I turn on the music. I'm at Crosswinds and I'm about to exercise. So it's been about a month since I exercised. I've had so much going on, literally, trying to maintain and also I now work at Whole Foods. So I work at Whole Foods and so I work at Whole Foods. Hold on one moment. And Burger King. Hold on. Um, Hold on. Okay. So because I work at Whole Foods and Burger King, it's only been about 2 weeks. I have to be like careful to with my time. And also, I had to be careful because I'm training. So I will actually they only give like 4 days training pretty much. But then I'm still training because there's still a lot, So if you learn, so for example, what I had to do, I'll just say this quickly. Well, I'll tell you about it in a little bit. So today at Burger King, like many days when I work with Booker. I'm able to, he'll say, show the dining room some love, or you can go in there. So, for example, last Saturday, today is once again January 25th, 2025. So, last Saturday, I cleaned the inside of the trash receptacle, I guess you want to say, that's out in the dining room. I asked them this Saturday before last Saturday, I said, when I can, I'll try to clean it because I guess you want to say, I use the word detail because Thomas had me a few years back, pretty much detail what I could, the walls in the stores. I also did the tables, if I remember correctly. I don't know, it's been a while, but I definitely did the walls, had to pull the tables out and just clean, clean, clean. It was during, if I remember correctly, Thanksgiving holiday. And I did something like that approximately twice. And so, anyway, so to see something like sticking on the wall and stuff like that, it's no big deal for me to clean it. So I noticed that the same stain that's been inside the um, trash can receptacle. So I told Booker, I said, when I can I clean it? And he said, yes. So last Saturday was the Saturday I chose to do it. But usually when I work with Booker, um, I'm able to do more as in stocking. He'll tell me to either I ask or he tell me, you can do 10 minutes in the dining room or show the dining room some love. That usually implies to stay out. You can go ahead and do the full 9. And what I do is check the bathrooms, mop the bathrooms, because usually the men's bathroom definitely need mopping. I don't know how, but I would say too many guests in the past seem to miss the toilets too. In the men's bathroom, it's like urine smell awful. But it's gotten better these past few days. I noticed this maybe a week or so. I don't know what has happened to stop, but trust me, through the when I say like literally smell like urine because like someone urinated, it's the truth. But I clean it, so I mean through the years I cleaned it. So now though, about a week and a half, approximately, it looks like someone, looks like whoever's been peeing or the men that go in there been peeing on the floor. They seem like they stopped, or I don't know, or I'm not the only one that's mopping it up. So, and it's very potent smell. It's usually, you would think maybe someone even possibly peed on the wall. That's how I'm like, God, why, what I usually do in the men's bathroom is when I clean it, I would when it's smelling like so potent with urine, I leave the door cracked open as much as possible. So because if I don't have a mask on, it is really it's horrible. And then I continue, and then I start cleaning. So blocking, making sure no customers come in, and I clean it. So um, also usually on the days that I work, this is just not Saturdays, but the days I work with Booker, I'm able to like um, stock the refrigerator. He usually tells me, he said, don't stay out too long because someone might be leaving or going on break. Clean the glass doors in the dining room. Um, for example, today I cleaned the glass doors. I cleaned the wall in front of the cashier. There's a bottom wall in front of the cashier. I mean, this is something that I would do with Thomas as well. So I cleaned that long wall. I cleaned the case that's up under the drink station. It's black. I think the drink station yesterday I noticed there was water there, and what I noticed is a lot of times when others mop that water up, there's a rug. They might be mopping around the rug, so the water is still coming out of the from around the rug. So here's the rug, and there's still a little water around the rug. So what I do, I try my best to, is I pick the rug up and just and mop the rug and mop the floor up under the rug because then once I do that, because I'm using a dry mop to do it as much as possible. When I don't use the dry mop, that's when I notice it's not dry around the rug and you still see water. So I don't. The water appears possibly because there's some type of leak, but nonetheless, this is what I do. So I cleaned the water up under the rug. Yesterday, it looks like some of the big boss, they were having a meeting in the dining room yesterday. That was Friday, the 24th of 2025, January. Because Brett, I was told he's the owner. Booker was there. They were all sitting at the table. Some other, Bob, some other, James referred to Bob and Brett as being big boss, and there's a new manager named Emily that now works for Burger King. And when I went to the restroom, I noticed the water was in the, on coming like around the rug, and they were sitting at the table like maybe I don't know 3, 4, 5 feet, not even 5 feet, maybe 3, 4 feet away from. So they might be too much involved in their meeting. It looks like a group of them were having a meeting. And I was like, okay. So I told Phyllis, I said, Phyllis, there's water in the dining room. And like many days when she works, she doesn't want me to go out there. Usually she tells me to stay at my register. So, and to prevent from getting sent home or because in fact, She actually threatened to send me home just a few days ago. Was it that day? When she became irritated. What was she irritated about? Um, I was, oh, I remember. I think it was, I think it was something she said, something, either it was, because this has happened so many times, she gets angry and says, you can't do what I tell you, or something like that, you can go home. So, um, Emily told me to clean around the, I'll get back to that. That's another thing. Anyway, so, but this has gone on for years. I mean, she still doesn't want me to stand next to her. If I remember correctly, I think even yesterday she was like, as I was standing there at the fry station, every time she moves away from the fry station, if I see there's a ticket and it needs to be expedited, instead of waiting for someone to go up there, they might not see it, I'll walk over there and I start making fries to expedite the food. But if she comes up behind me, because she's maybe at the drive-through, she just stands there and wait for me to move, or she does like this. So she did this yesterday. So you know, so I move and I stand at the register. Now I do this. This helps me stay calm and articulate my words. Usually I used to just sit there in my hand like this, but this I realize is very powerful in reference to um, mentalism and articulating words and communication. So I just stay. I mean, when I work with Phyllis, the manager, I know she usually don't want me to go anywhere, but a minimum of doing side jobs like the trays or the shake spindle. Another example, so if someone, like a few days ago, someone knocked over the wet floor sign. And I was like, someone knocked over the wet floor sign, I can pick it up. She didn't want me to go out there and pick it up. If there's a piece of paper out there, she don't, if I ask, can I do something, or I see something that needs to be done, she's like, no. Like, okay. Not every single time, but I would say times where she say, okay, go ahead and do it, is this much. But times she say no, is this much. Okay. So when I work with Phyllis, she just I just literally try my best to do what she has implied that she wants me to do. Like when she walks over towards the um, fry station, or the where you push sandwiches, instead of thinking that she actually not going to do this and tell me and imply for me to move in a mean or aggressive way, I already know she doesn't want me there. And to clarify, she just did this yesterday. Nothing's changed. So to stand next to her and help expedite food. So um, so getting back. So I told Phyllis Friday I saw the water and the big bosses were there having a meeting. She told me to go out there and do it. But when I came in today, I worked from, my schedule was from 10 to 4, but James did, clocked me out. He clocked me out and said, and implied he used about me not wanting to work, or stating words as though I didn't want to work. And he told me to clock out and go home. I was like, why? I didn't do anything. But let me finish what some of the things I do as in work, or while I'm at Burger King. Today, I made sure I mopped the rug and around the rug with the mop being dry. Therefore, there's no liquid or water or whatever it is that's leaking, or whatever, it's not coming out around. You're not seeing it around the rug. So there's a wet floor sign there at the drink station. This is true, but a customer sees it, and then it also has a smell, because every time I lift up the rug, there's a smell because of the water being stuck there up under the rug for I don't know how long. So it's good to mop it up. I sweep the rug, and there's another rug in front of the front door that I think it was Bob. He's one of um, the what James applied to be a big boss put there. Um, so I wipe the walls. This is today. I wipe the walls, and I think I'm walking, so I want to stay on one thought at a time. At the bottom, I told Booker I did this. I said this is okay. He said it's okay. Kept the tables wiped down, swept the floor. Um, let's see. Um, I mopped cleaned the men's bathroom, mopped the floors in the men's and women's bathrooms, empty the feminine containers. Um, the drink station was it looked pretty full. I just kept it wiped down when I went out there. Change the trash. These the trash cans. I don't know. It depends on whoever changed it. The liner they don't put it in. If they don't put it in right, or if there's a hole in the liner, the soda will actually go down into the trash can and other food, or customers if they don't put it in right, so the customers are dumping the food a tray and the food is not in the liners in the trash can. So cleaning the trash can has been regular to look and see if it needs to be sprayed and cleaned. Um, Swept the front line, change the sanitizer water when needed, as needed. Clean the trays, dry the trays, pushed food, um, take orders at the register, check the expiration dates on the milk. Usually, if the refrigerator needs to be stocked, um, which it does usually after breakfast, orange juice or milk. I put the orange juice and milk in the refrigerator. And then the pies, put expiration dates on the pie. Some managers want each and every pie to have an expiration date, and some just like, for example, as far as I know, Phyllis, this is one of her um, what she wants. She wants to have one expiration date on the tray, maybe not per se on the tray, but on where you can see it. Could be on the liner, but she doesn't want every pie to have an expiration date. Where Thomas specifically said he would like to have every pie to have an expiration date. Um, Another example. So with delivery orders, we definitely have, when you expedite food, you have to pack and prepare the delivery orders. So Phyllis did not want to cover, she told me not to cover the cups with a sticker, even though there is a picture demonstrating what Burger King is requesting to have the cups covered with a sticker. You supposed to, but that's also so. But Booker says, I mean, he put stickers on the cups. So not every single time I see him put possibly, and I'm not saying that he's supposed to, but put the cups inside of the bag. But I have seen him do that. I seen Thomas put the cups or the drinks inside of the bag. So, but Phyllis does not want, she corrected me actually just a few days ago about making sure telling me not to put a sticker on the cups on top of the lids. So, when I prepare, or not prepare, but push food and expedite food, it depends on who's the manager on duty. If for whatever reason, if it's short staff and there's nobody else to push the food and Phyllis has to be on drive-through, then I might be allowed to push the food. So therefore, if I have to bag a delivery, then I would not put the sticker on top because on her shift. She doesn't want that done. So let's see. Um, what else? So I pushed food today. Uh, some of the things I cleaned the glass doors. Um, I made sure up under the drink station. Up under the drink station. There's a cabinet. Wiped it down. That's what I try to do anyway, and has just kept it just maintained. So as soon as I get in, I try to start working. I start looking at. I'll keep the counters wiped down. On the front counter. I think what else? you know. Well, for example, another thing, like it snowed these past few days, um, and well, when I worked with Phyllis, I wasn't able to do this because she doesn't. I mean, she implied she wants me at the register. So, but I did notice how when customers come in with the rock salt, because we not when I say a few days, for about a week now, and we've had snow and ice, a week and a half. So they come in with the rock salt and the snow. The rugs they look bad. So when I work with Booker during this time with the and I see this, I literally mop the floor. And even though it could get dirty within the next hour or so, but I notice if you just start off mopping and just maintain it little by little, it doesn't look that bad. And it's not so noticeable. You just see dirt, rock, snow on the floor. And the rugs, I sweep. To get all the rock salt or salt rock, I guess that's what it's called, snow, and then whatever else is on the rug. And it really is. I mean, when you walk in, it looks better. It's just like when you walk in and you just might have to use the restroom. You go to the restroom, it's like clean, doesn't smell like pure urine, like like people just came in there and just pissed all over and left. So so it's good. So that's what I do. I'm not saying that's what happens, but I don't know, I don't know why, but I don't know. It could. I mean, I think it could be. I mean, it just some places they just pee, and then at some place, once again in Maryland, I told you that this is the first time I would hear those was predominantly Spanish accents saying werewolf. So I'm like, do they think maybe some of them are coming in a Burger King peeing? I don't know. Like I hear them say Birdman and so forth. So I don't know, but definitely I've heard the word werewolf quite a bit when I came to Annapolis. I was like, why are they saying the word even at the hotel, Elon? At first it was called Instead of America. I even told the front desk person. Then they changed it to Admiral Suites, and now it's probably the Marriott. But so what happened was I was hearing like feedback in the room of someone saying werewolf, and like definitely Spanish accent, and then the Birdman. And we found feathers under our bed. I would see feathers on my path back and forth to work. And it was obvious someone was deliberately putting them there. So if you're trying to cause some type of psychological stress to someone who is not from your area, and I am, as far as I know, I'm the only naturalized Moor here. I don't know. Maybe there are other naturalized Moors in Annapolis, but as far as I know, I'm the only one working at Burger King that's a naturalized Moor. Um, I'm the only one that works at Whole Foods that's a naturalized Moor. So to have someone deliberately put feathers on my path to and from work, and then find feathers under the bed. So what it is really bold and criminal. Bold and criminal. So what I would hear the frequency that I started recording is like saying werewolf, like they were trying to initiate. I was like, why? First of all, Imani and I, we still don't know anyone personally here. I mean, we have basically conversation. I know I do. It's like, oh, my father, I remember when I was young, my father used to do that for me and stuff like that. Just basic conversation. But as for going out, having a dinner, hanging out, no. I mean, after a while, I think it's, especially with some of the customers that are regular, they communicate in a manner where they're talking about just basic things. And I was like, oh yeah, I remember when my father used to do that for me. Or say songs, or like, oh yeah. But that doesn't mean you're going to, they still don't know me. So you're having a basic conversation with someone. Does that mean you know them? Where you feel like you should be able to ask them for a ride? Can I give you a ride somewhere? So, one of the videos, the recordings that I've documented, Elon, of odd behavior by predominantly blacks, I don't think I'm recalling thoughts. I ever had any conversations with any of them. In fact, I don't think I knew them in that manner, just basic conversations and saying, oh yeah, my father used to do that for me, or anything like that with the ones that I had to record. Okay? So, but when I think about how criminals can normalize criminal behavior, it would be in a manner to make an act seem to be not harmless. So if you're trying to demonstrate a act of crime with the intent to be criminal, but you know that you can be persecuted, the next step would be, as criminals, is to normalize the behavior somehow. Make it a culture. So, nonetheless, getting back. So, through the years, and I'm not complaining about the cleaning and the work or the duties I do at Burger King, but James, the manager, today, like through the years when I would work with him, because he would come in and say through the years how at my shift you're going to work. You're not just, he implied that I didn't want to work, or I didn't work. He forced popped me out many times, along with Phyllis, because she was saying I stink. A lot of times it was so odd because a lot of times African American males were somewhere, or females were somewhere intertwined in a situation, or where a sequence of events, and it just so happened that African American male or female might be the customer that I just finished with. Not all the time, but predominantly it was too many times, and it was so odd because I'm new to Annapolis, and I didn't know. I've never been among anyone or frequencies saying I'm a werewolf. That's the Birdman, or brother, like an animal. Literally like an animal. And so when I spoke to Extended Stay America, that's what I told her after especially a black female, was banging on my door saying money, because I kept hearing the accents, black female, male, and then eventually, definitely those that a Spanish accent speak about how they paid or they sold you, brother paid. So sure enough, a black female, well not sure enough, but one day, one more early day, a black female banging on my door, and I would hear black males and females speak about money. That's money over there, like as though they paid for someone, and look at me. And she was banging on my door and she was saying money. I would never think to African Americans or hear such things that would be implied from a human African American. Okay? Not saying that it didn't exist, because as more as we learned that some wars were involved in slavery and sold other humans. But what I'm saying is, in this day and time where we are supposed to be in a culture of technology and civilization, especially being in a military city where the United States Navy and the Army and the police are supposed to be naturalized and uphold freedom, okay? The Constitution of 1787 and other laws of freedom, this would be the last place where I would think an immigrant from South Central America or Mexico, or other immigrants, whether from Pakistan or Islamic countries, or a place where they practice Catholicism or Christian, where it doesn't matter, immigrants would feel it is okay to boldly speak about or imply that they brought someone, a human. So what would give an immigrant that much confidence for them to say they sold you? And I'm referring to the predominantly many times those that as a male accent that's Spanish. That doesn't mean all that has an accent that speaks Spanish from South Central America and Mexico are implying to be human traffickers or human traffickers. But definitely it's obviously going on in Annapolis, mentally, or some type of form, some type of humanoid AI, or other lab experiments involved in many forms of it. But what would give them that confidence to say such things, or even try to implement it by using forms of stalking, or being able to use the technology to harm someone? Okay? So if you give a slave technology, a slave, because this is what I can see what has happened. So you give a group of slaves that are not used to having power, because if you were used to having power, once the power is given to you, you would respond in a responsible manner with the power. But if you give a slave power, like the telepathic code, and that slave is able to use the power in ways that it wasn't able to do before, then this is exactly what can cause an epidemic of human trafficking, sex trafficking, murder, rape, molestation. So I think that's something to think about, Elon. The responsibility of giving slaves a technology, a form of science that allows them to do things like communicate mentally, um, to expand their auric field and actually, what's the word? I don't want to say transform humans, but there's a word that they call it when they're able to disappear and actually enter someone's room. So the body might be downstairs, but they're able to focus and project their energy inside someone's apartment or house, or even project their voice where you think, wait a minute, I didn't say that. That voice sounds just like me. AI, humanoid AI. And they're projecting their voice as though it sounds like your accent, like you said something. But you did not. Humanoid AI can do this. AI can do this. Because I've seen it happen. I've experienced it. So if a camera is recording, they were like, well, you did say this. We have you on camera. But it's actually humanoid AI, or other lab experience using the science to project your accent, your voice, in a manner where you is not you saying it. So Elon, these are very serious times, because to be in a military city where you have those that are able to experience this science of telepathy and other forms of science, but they are abusive, they're violent, they're criminals, and they don't see nothing wrong with it. They truly are oblivious to why they should not behave in that manner. That is serious, past serious, because they have kids. So the kids that have the telepathic code, I like to say children, or enabled to do advanced, they watch, and this is the culture of thought, because that's what they would probably try to say if it's ever brought to court, of their abusive behavior. This is all they've seen, all they know. And they grow up and do the exact same thing and behave the exact same way. They think sex trafficking, human trafficking, and invading someone's personal space, body space, is normal. To allow their body to be used. I mean, if you ever, Elon, seen a child behave odd, like it's like being like speaking words, that it's like, why is this look to be 8 or 7-year-old child like saying things and behaving in a manner that maybe an adult 20-year-old would behave? Because their body is being used. And so if that body is seeing, or the child is seeing this form of forced engagement and violation of the body, violation of the mind, violation of humanity, crimes against humanity, and they seen it being normalized, that it's okay, what would make them not do the same thing to other children, other kids? I mean, what would stop them from not behaving the same manner with other kids and then adults, especially if they can get paid? So if someone said, we pay you to force engage mentally with this person and cause them to not be able to think in a balanced manner. And they're like, why would they not do it if they seen their parents or so-called parents or whoever else they're around do it all their lives. What would stop them? Because that is literally what goes on. We'll pay you to harm that woman, that child, that father, those cousins, mentally. We'll pay you. Just do it. Stalk their room, just do it. So if an immigrant from South Central America and Mexico, who was probably doing it before they came to this landmass, okay, so I think one of the thoughts that must be removed to think that immigrants, all of them, doing things and being used as some form of when they are seen doing such horrendous crimes, that they're doing it because they have no other choice. And what I think is, Elon, we have to open up our minds to accept that there is a nature with certain beings, or that would say beasts, that they're doing it anyway because it's in their nature to do it. Okay, I'm gonna stop there. And I'm not saying all immigrants, no. And definitely I would not say that, but I'm just keeping it 100. Gotta use the restroom.